Everyone here is brainwashed. I have no one. You have me.
We have one small issue.
She's plotting to kill the Heights.
I want it.
When he is angry,
I want it.
he is violent.
I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it.
This whole place will be violent.
What's going on, fam? It's your man, VACAY-J. And if you're new and loving Ruthless, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Absolutely like and comment below. We're going to cover today episode 12 and recap Ruthless season 2. And again, if you missed any episodes, definitely go back. Check out the Ruthless playlist for episode 10, 11, and now we're going to get into 12. All right, so let's get into it. This is episode 12, recap of Ruthless season 2. So the name of this one is Masquerade, and it reads, Ruth meets with River to hear his plan on escaping the compound. All right, and that's what they all want to do. So let's get right into this recap and break everything down. Again, if you have any thoughts, any theories, definitely drop them below. So where we left off is we see Melinda, and she has stabbed Deputy Polk. He is bleeding, leaking everywhere. He's trying to reach for his phone. He's like, call 911. She's like, no, you're a pig, you're a government, this, that, and the third. And he pretty much dies right there on the spot. Now, she is definitely on some like, we hate you, I'm down with the Raku type level, right? So now we got Andrew and we got Oliver, and they're talking, and they're on the hill, and they're talking about how, Lacey and them is in the punishment room. And again, they're still trying to figure out how to get this car out of here. That's really just kind of like the thing that is really a priority, because if anybody finds out that there's bodies in the trunk, then yeah, all hell's going to break loose. All hell is going to break loose, and the cartel will definitely come and kill everybody once they find out that Lilo is dead. So again, there's guards on the inside. They are not playing. They're not trying to allow anybody to escape. So now we got Ruth and we got Tally. And they're talking about everything. They're talking about trying to escape, and they're trying to figure out exactly how they're going to do it. This whole mission, all the time, is all about how they're going to escape, how they're going to get this money, how they're going to get out of here. Tally's definitely freaking out. So now we're back in the punishment room, and we have Paula and we have Lacey. And, Lacey is still trying to whistle, but she hears somebody whistling. And who is it? It's your boy Oliver. He found out they were in the punishment room from Andrew, so he's trying to make his way in there to get them out. But who walks up? Of course, your boy Daikon. Daikon's like, hey, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, nothing, brother. I'm just making my rounds and everything else like that. He's like, okay, you're a good brother. Definitely go ahead and, make a move, like kick rocks, man, like get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to be around here. You're good, right? So he's talking to Daikon, just trying to stall, just trying to find out what he can do to kind of like get her out. He's figuring it out, but he eventually leaves. And Daikon, he goes and talks to the ladies through the door. He says, your time is coming. Your time is coming. And they're just sitting in there, just waiting, no food. They haven't been able to go to the bathroom. But Daikon is like, your time is coming. So these ladies are just sitting there, sweating it out, right? So now we have Ruth and Rivers trying to help her out, and he wants to talk to her. So they're talking, and he's like, hey, listen, there's a lot that you need to know. Come to, the accounting trailer. I want to show you something, right? So she's like, no, but I'll do it, right? So here's your boy Yancey. He walks into the kitchen. He sees Elder Mother Marva. She's looking at him. He got, his little tank top on. So she's trying to flirt with him, but he's like, hey, listen, I missed breakfast. Is there any way for me to get any food? So she's like, yes, Tally, make him some food. She's like, yes, Elder Mother, right? So they get to talking, and Marva is just looking at him and, really looks like she wants to just jump his bones. But she's like, yeah, you're doing such a great job. I need your help. Can you come to the trailer? Because, it seems like my light switch is not working, right? So he's like, okay, I'll do that. I'll be right over, So, Elder Mother, Marva, she leaves, right? And then Yancey, he sits on a table. He's like, hey, you know what? You need to come to the bus. You need to come to the bus, And she's like, I came already. You didn't help me out. And he's like, listen, what are you talking about? You got more than what you bargained for. And she was like, no, you got more than what you bargained for. So he's like, listen, just come to the bus, bring the food to the bus. And she's like, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. So he tries to harass her. Then Ruth comes in and says, brother. He's like, and then he just walks out, right? Because he can't harass her anymore. So she's like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm okay. She's like, go talk to Andrew about this situation. Meanwhile, the guards are still at the door. They are not trying to allow anybody to leave. So River rolls up on the highest. And he's talking to the highest. And they sit down and they talk. And, it's really River just really kissing his butt and really trying to make him feel good and everything else like that. And, he's like, listen, why do you have me be with Ruth? And he was, River's just like, hey, it's just like the best move. It's really a good thing that you do this because then people will respect you more and everything else like that. So River's just like, listen, you deserve to have the best. You deserve to have the best. And he's like, hey, I see you're blushing. And he's telling the highest he's blushing. He's like, I'm not blushing, or whatever the case is. But he's saying that, the people on the campus, they're actually having sex. He's like, no, that's not good. They're going to defile this holy place. And he's like, listen, I need to think. That's why I've been having visions. I need to talk to my flock. He's like, leave me now. So he leaves. So now Yancey goes over to Elder Mother Marva's place. Of course, she's there for him to flirt. And she's like, yeah, my light switch doesn't work. And Yancey already knows she kind of like untwists the bulbs just to get him over there. So he checks it out. And she's looking him up and down. She's just really trying to look at his body and everything. And eventually he twists the light bulbs back on. He's like, see, it works perfect. She's like, okay, is there anything I could do to thank you? She's just like really trying to get with Yancey. And he's like, nah, I got to go. They got the food waiting for me. She's like, okay, see you at lunch. She's really trying to sip on that boy, right? So now we have Tally and Andrew. So Tally went to go talk to Andrew, and she's like, Tally, I got a situation. He's really being standoffish because, she had sex with him and everything, supposed to be having his baby, and she had sex with Yancey, and Andrew caught them. So he's like, yo, what's the problem? He's like, yeah, Yancey wants me to come to the bus. He's like, well, go to the bus, right? She's like, yeah, she wants me to have sex with him. And Andrew's like, listen, you already had sex with him, so you might as well go ahead and do it. He's really like, I don't really care. It is what it is. Like, you messed around on me and cheated on me like my wife did. All right. So meanwhile, in the accounting office, you have, River, and he's there with Joan. And, they're going through the records and everything. And he told her that, Ruth is supposed to be coming. And she's like, are you sure? You sure that we can trust her? Right. So turn around, Ruth comes in and he's like, oh, I'm glad you made it, sister. I'm glad you made it. Right. So River's like, listen, show her what you need to show her, right? Show her what you need to show her. He's talking to Joan. So Joan is like, okay, I'm going to show you this, and this is what's going on, and we have $3 million running through this, but I changed up the accounts, and this way, $3 million will go over here instead of into this account. And River's like, yeah, so so that's $3 million that we can get away with, and we can get out of here. So, of course, Ruth is like, okay, you're telling me this, right? Why? And, she's just like, listen, I want to get a piece of that. We got to split it 3 ways. And River's like, nah, I just need you to have sex with the highest just to distract them. She's like, nah, you're not doing that. You're not going to use me. Split it 3 ways, or I'm not doing anything at all. Right? So, of course, she wants a piece of that $3 million. So, again, River's going to have to do whatever he has to do to make that happen. Of course, Joan has a problem with that because she just wanted to split that $3 million because she didn't know until they told him. But again, Joan does not like Ruth, and that's definitely obvious, right? So now River's just like, hey, listen, don't worry about it. We can trust her. She's not going to say anything. Meanwhile, Elder Mother Marva, she gets a phone call. Who does she get the phone call from? Melinda. Melinda is crying, and she's like, oh, my God, I can't believe what I did. And she's like, what did you do? And she's like, I killed the deputy. She's like, oh, my God, why did you do that? And she was like, he was trying to attack me, and he found out, they got the tapes, and they see us going through the paperwork. I don't know what to do. The highest is going to be displeased with me and everything else like that. So she's really upset because their whole operation is shut down, right? So Marva's trying to calm her down. He's like, where are you? And she's like, I'm out here in the town. And she's really upset about it all, doesn't know what to do. So Marva runs out of the door. Meanwhile, you have Tally, and she's talking to Ruth, and she's taking the food to Yancey on the bus. And she's like, did you talk to Andrew? It's like, yeah, I spoke to Andrew. He doesn't care, but I'm going to take this food to Yancey, right? So she's like, you sure? You sure you want me to do it? She's like, yeah, I want to take it to him. Meanwhile, Elder Mother Marva walks past them, and they're like, Elder Mother, are you okay? And she doesn't say anything, right? She doesn't say anything. So she runs off, and Ruth was like, what the heck is going on? She usually speaks. What's happening, right? So she runs up to the highest's house, and she's talking to the guard, like, let me in. I got to talk to the highest immediately. I got to talk to him immediately. So he lets her in. They go in, and the guard then leaves, and she's like, I got to tell you something. I'm so sorry. I'm so ashamed. And he's like, what is it? Tell me what happened. Well, Melinda, she killed the deputy. And of course, the highest is highly upset. He's like, what? What did she do? Are you guys crazy? Like, they're going to bring the whole government in here. We're going to have to go to the Raku. Like, how could you do this? How could you be so, stupid and everything else like that? So he's really talking down to her, and then turn around and he slaps Elder Mother Marva. I'm like, whoa, wow, crazy, right? Slapped her in the face. She's all upset and crying and everything else like that. And then Andrew comes in the door, and he's like, highest, is everything okay? And he's like, tell him what you told me. And she tells Andrew that Melinda killed the deputy, right? So he's like, oh, wow, okay. So, of course, the highest, he's screaming at the top of his lungs. He's like, the government's going to come in here. They're going to shut us down. They're going to kill us all. The government's going to come in. And Andrew's like, listen, the highest, listen, let me handle this. Give me 1 hour, and I will handle all this. Nobody will find out. Just let me handle it. And he's yelling at the highest because the highest is yelling. It's like, let me just handle it. He's like, all right, just go. And, of course, Marva, she's so upset because the highest is upset with her. He's like, listen, the mission was already done. Why did you keep her in there? And she was like, I don't know. And then he just like, just really is dismissing her, really yelling at her and everything and telling her, get out of here. Just go. So now Andrew, he's on the run. Ruth is like, what's going on? He's like, listen, I got to go handle this. It's something crazy going on right now, but I got to go jump in the whip. So he jumps in the whip, jumps in the car, and he drives off to go handle this, to get Melinda and to obviously get that body out of there, right? So Ruth rolls up on Marva. She's holding on to the post. She's holding on. And she's like, it's time for us to go to the Raku. And Ruth is like, what are you talking about? And she's just like, it's time for us to go. She's not really explaining herself. She's like, no, it's time for us to get the punch and for us to take it and to go to the Raku, basically saying that we all need to kill ourselves because the government's coming to kill us. She's like, no, you can't do that. No, don't do that. Eventually, River comes over, and Ruth is like, take her away, take her to her room. I'm going to go talk to the highest. So he takes her to the room, and Ruth runs off to talk to the highest. Meanwhile, Tally takes the food that she prepared to Yancey. And Yancey's like, yo, come on in the bus. And she's like, I don't want to go. And he's like, you better get your butt in here. So she comes in, she goes in, she gives him the food, and he starts eating it, right? She's just standing there looking at him while he's eating it. And he's like, oh, this is good, right? And she's like, yeah, you like my food, right? Like my food? And he's like, yeah, it's pretty good, right? Because he's hungry or whatever. All right, so everything's looking fine. Everything seems cool, whatever. He's hungry. But then the next thing he starts choking. And he's like, I can't breathe, right? So something happened. Of course, you know what happened. Tally put something in his food. Now he's choking. He can't breathe. He falls out. He looks like he's about to die. And, Tally's just like, good for you, because he used her. He had sex with her, didn't help her out at all. Now he's verbally abusing her and everything. And she's just like, yeah, die. You might as well just die right now. So she poisoned his food. And now we will see if he stays alive, right? Is he going to die or is he going to be alive? Well, I guess we're going to have to wait and see. In that next episode, episode 13, But this has been the recap of episode 12. Definitely drop your comments below. Let me know what you think about this episode, right? Definitely, kind of crazy about the heat up right now. The deputy's dead. Can Andrew clean this thing up? We shall see. So you know what it is. It's your man, VACAY-JTV. I'm out. Appreciate your love and support. Let's make this happen. Salute.